This video is for anybody who needs to genuinely hear it on becoming their best self in 2025. This is how you're going to become the best self, your best self in 2025. At first, I was going to just have like a scripted video, how I always do my normal podcast. But I have been making some freeform content and I just wanted to share my thoughts. And a lot of people always tell me they like to hear me ramble on. So here it goes. So I'm going to give you guys 5 realistic tips that is going to help you be your best self in 2025. I don't know who this video is going to reach, but I just hope that the message that I deliver carries with some of you. I could say my first genuine tip on how you're going to make 2025 your best year is to get locked in some type of health regimen, some type of gym routine, some type of something that is solely for you. Because the gym changed my life. And really, the gym has really changed my life for the last 7 years. The gym brought me all the way to Atlanta. My job at the time, I transferred from Richmond, Virginia, where I'm from, to a UFit out here in Sunny Springs, even though I don't think that they're no longer open, but I transferred here. But the reason why I kept that job, I could have came out here and found another job like I did anyway, but I loved working there. I loved working at the gym because of the environment and seeing the people there at the gym bettering themselves. I say this to say, get into a routine, because having your health in order, going to the gym and setting practical goals, like really setting goals for yourself in that way, is something that will really set you up for success in this new year. I think that me actually going to the gym during the times that I did, and even when I worked at the gym, I never knew what I was doing, right? Like, I did not know exactly how to attack my workouts. So I would literally just pull up to the gym outside in the car like this, and I would scroll through my TikToks, or I would get on the treadmill for a little bit until I actually got a regimen. And I lost 50 pounds when I actually found what works for Faith and what works for me. And I fell in love with it, not just because of being in cute gym outfits and, being able to show off to a certain extent. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but my health played such a big role in it. I was able to get up earlier and make it to work on time. I was feeling more confident about myself. My skin was clearing up. There's so many unbeknownst benefits to actually sticking to a routine. And I think that a lot of people, they beat themselves up about not knowing what to do. And the problem is that that's okay. A lot of people don't understand that we live in a society where social media deems that it has to look a certain way. It has to be a certain way. No, it doesn't. Do what works for you. Focus on you, Like, if I could count on how many people have asked me, my gym routine, my gym regimen, and this also is not a way for me to sell my ebook to you guys either, because I have a $5 workout right now that I'm going to tag below. Well, $5 ebook on 4 weeks worth of workouts that you guys can follow, that are easy to follow, that are easy to get through. Working out and having some sort of routine for thyself is something that is going to set you apart. You know what I mean? Like, don't look at it like, oh, I need to be a 6 a.m. girly. I need to be in the gym 5 days a week. Consistency is not linear, bro. Like, consistency looks like you just showing up. Even if it's for 30 minutes, even if it's for 15 minutes, it's just you having a starting point on something that you said that you were going to do and that you were going to stick to, okay? Literally, if you have not read the book Atomic Habits, I will also put that below. Like, I read Atomic Habits in 2020, when I was going through a really tumultuous relationship, and that book changed my life, okay? Like, besides another book that I'll mention in other next videos to come, that book changed my life on habits and setting routines for myself and just being consistent for myself. It doesn't have to be perfect, y'all. Like, it has to just make sense to you. So that means that if you went to the gym at 6 a.m. yesterday, but you woke up a little late the next day and you can only make it to go to work, and you can only get to the gym for 15 minutes after work, guess what? You still showed up for yourself and you're still being consistent. I can go in depth on so many other different regimens and different things on how I stay consistent, but I need to see you guys stay consistent on my channel enough for me to even produce that type of content. I just want to make sure that we are all aligned on something. So, spinning in to tip number 2. What I feel like you guys should be focusing on in 2025 to be your best self. The second thing that I would say you need to do to focus on yourself in 2025 is to expand your knowledge. It's nothing like, knowing something that other people don't. You know what I mean? Like, I am someone who takes the time to research things in my life, to really ask questions, to really just do the thorough research on what works best for me. And gaining knowledge is something that people deem as invaluable because we have so many resources on social media that gives us certain things and different tools and resources to use. No. Find something in 2025 that is not so niche based, that is not so, it needs to be perfect and drawn out, and just learn about it. There's nothing better than just having extended knowledge on your belt that you can utilize for the future and that people can come to you for. It is nothing like it. And I mean by like reading a book, getting on YouTube and learning about, psychology, learning about stoicism, learning about, your beauty maintenance or what works for you. Just take the time to really educate yourself and really take the time to learn things about yourself. Okay? You are your own best friend. You know what I mean? So what you retain is what you choose to retain. And honestly, it's so much better when you're actually trying to learn something that you genuinely want to know about than when someone else is enforcing you to learn about something that you really don't give a F about. Okay? Okay. We're clear on that. Now that I have gotten towards that and telling you what you need to do there, number 3 tip that I would tell you that you need to do in order to become your best self in 2025 is to literally, and I mean literally, I'm going to probably say this like 1,000 times in this video, but it's so real. It is so understanding. Focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Like, a lot of times, we beat ourselves up for focusing on ourselves. We tell everybody, oh, I just been focusing on myself. Oh, I just been grinding. I just been doing this. I just been doing that. No. Focus on yourself, bro. And I mean wholeheartedly. I mean not giving a damn about people's feelings, their emotions, birthday parties, club events, trips, all that. I missed out on a lot of stuff, within the last year and a half because I have been focusing on bettering myself. I have been focusing on, really getting to a stabler place in my life, stabilizing myself, my finances, educating myself on things that genuinely are going to catapult me into this next chapter of my life. Focus on yourself. Don't focus on that man that don't care. Don't focus on that girl who don't give a damn about you. Don't focus on them friendships that ain't adding no value to you. Don't do none of that. Focus on yourself, And like I said in my last tip, you are your own best friend. You are your own best cheerleader. One of my old mentors used to tell me all the time that, when you get to where you're going in your life and when you get to where you see yourself in your life, people are not going to see you as the CEO or the boss that you are becoming. They're only going to see you as the label and as the title that you are already in their life, meaning their friend, their sister, whatever the case may be. They're not going to see you as that person. And you need to be okay and be all right with accepting that. And I say that to say because, we get into places where we immediately expect recognition and validation from the people who are very close to us and that we care for. But you cannot expect that from those people, You have to literally focus on your results and your progression, you know. And it sucks because it's like, why are these people that are in my life, if they're not supporting me, if they don't care for me, then why am I doing all these things? You have to stop expecting validation from people that are only supposed to give you validation in the area, in the arenas that they already are destined to be in. So you cannot expect your, you know, your close, one of your close friends who all you do is, you know, party with and do things with, you know, on the exterior to, you know, support you if you're becoming a CEO of a medical company. That's unrealistic. They're probably going to support you. Hey, go you know what I'm saying? But they don't even understand because you're on a completely different caliber and you're going to new heights there. That doesn't mean that they're not a good friend or that they don't care. It just means that this person doesn't understand the arena that you're in. They only understand the version of you that you've already shown them, which is that. So don't expect that. Focus on yourself. Focus on your growth. You are going to, you're not missing out. I don't know if you guys have seen the post, but you're not missing out on a MF thing, okay? When you're getting yourself together. And for me, the sacrifices that I have made in the last year for myself and missing out on certain things and family events and just gathering myself has set me up for success right now in this season of my life. I don't even know what this next season is going to bestow, but I can only pray that it's going to be something big. I know my steps are ordained. I have been BSing on making this video for the last week and a half. Even before I put my tripod up to make this video right now, I said to myself, oh, no, I don't look girly in my, this is all thoughts of myself. This is everything. But I was just like, you know what, Faith, why are you so worried about that? If your community is going to be people who are going to be accepting of you in whatever you make, right? Whatever I do, whatever type of creativity, whatever type of gem I drop, you guys are going to accept it regardless. So why should I be overthinking all of that and just not do the work? So by me focusing on myself and having this time to myself to make this content, to make this video, it's already making a difference because I'm thinking about it. You know, I've been thinking about it. I know people want to hear me speak. I know people want to get my advice. I know people want to hear my stories and my insights on things. So if I didn't choose to focus on myself, and if I didn't choose to do this, and if I allow other people to get in my mind and tell me when or tell me how it should look, then this would not be here happening right now. And you would not be watching this video, right? Right. So focus on yourself in 2025. I promise you, it's going to set you apart. It's going to set your year apart alongside the other two tips that I've already given you. And the first one being a routine. Get that. Get your routine in order, get knowledgeable, and focus on yourself. Okay? Those are going to be 3 tips at the beginning that you should already know. Being those 3 things will set you apart. Be knowledgeable about thyself, okay? That brings me into tip number 4. And some of y'all may or may not want to hear it. Some of y'all, it may ruffle a couple feathers. It may feel, you know, what I'm about to say may hurt your feelings a little bit, okay? And you got to be okay with having some tough love, because I had tough love, and I wish that somebody was in my life telling me these things and telling me to really hone in on things that will catapult me for success. But now we're here, and now I'm delivering it to you, okay? But my 4th tip, in order for you to be the best self, your best self in 2025, is to literally eliminate and get people out of your camp that do not fuck with you for real. And I mean that for real. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean your friends that you know for a fact that they're just, you know, who they are, you know, they're in their life, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't mean those friends, because everybody, a lot of times too, we have this narrative that people in our life are supposed to be exactly like us. They're supposed to be identical to us. We're supposed to have the same hobbies and the same interests. All of that is fine and dandy, but you have to also understand that some of the people in your life do not mean you well. They do not have good intentions for you. They don't want to see you win, You know what I'm saying? They're going to you're going to always constantly be thinking in the back of your mind, like, does this person really need to be in my life? Do they have good intentions for me? You know, seriously, those backhanded compliments, really get haters and people that don't really care about you out of your circle, out of your circumference, and you'll know it. It'll be something that you are able to discern, something that you are able to really, really feel. You know what I mean? You're not dumb. You're not slow. You know when people are being weird. You know when people are acting fake with you. You know when people are not being authentic with you, bro. Like, get those people out of your camp. They don't mean you any well. You know what I'm saying? You're holding space for people who are probably not going to change. You're holding space for people but everybody else but yourself. You're holding space for people in your life who are not holding the same space for you. You get what I'm saying? Like, get them people out your camp. I cannot stress that enough. You know what I mean? We are in 2025. It should be no reason why you have the same friend that you have been feeling off about, or, you know what I'm saying, the same guy or same girl that you are feeling off about in your camp. They should not be around you, okay? These people don't mean you any well. If they're not asking you about your interests, if they're not asking you how they can help, if they're not doing anything to, really add value to what you're trying to do, if they're not trying to really, really see you win, get them people out your camp. And that's family included, okay? Like, get people like that out your space, out your circumference, because energy is a currency, okay? You feel when shit is shifting. You feel when people are being fucking fake, okay? Like, it is not, it's very black and white, okay? You don't have to BS, all right? Like, you know it. So do the necessary steps that you need to do to get them people out of your space and out of your circumference, okay? And that's all I'm saying on that. Like, really take the initiative to do so. You know when stuff is weird, you know when stuff is not right, really, and it sucks because these things hurt. You don't want to remove people, you don't want to assume, you don't want to do anything, but follow your intuition, trust God's timing, and when it's time to move and make those necessary adjustments, make the necessary adjustments. Have those conversations, be mature, do what you need to do. But when you know people are being fake and they literally are haters in your camp, get them out. Get them out. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, my friends, I have weeded through friends over the years. My current set of friends, I love them very much. I think that, they are the yin to my yang. You know what I'm saying? We're all pretty different, and I actually enjoyed that. I don't want my friends to be just like me. I don't want my friends doing exactly what I do. I like that we have similar interests. I like that we hang out. I like that we can talk and, do what we need to do as individually for ourselves in our lives, and that is that, Everybody can't be you, and you can't be them, so stand on that, right? And my last and final tip of how you're going to be your best self in 2025 is to simply, and this is simply put, and I know that some of this advice may sound like rhetorical, but I hope that it resonates at some point and you come back to this video and you're like, wow, Faith, like, look at how far we've came and look at how much progression we've made together this year. But my last and final tip for y'all is to go ghost. I know that sounds like rhetorical with all the majority, rule of YouTubers say to you, and they tell you that, go ghost from the world and, just boss up, It's actually quite hard to go ghost, okay? It's hard to go ghost from, social media. It's hard to go ghost from certain things, but the reality of it is that it's needed for your success, okay? And that is my final tip for you guys. Honestly, if you want my 4-week workout guide, it's going to be down below. If you guys want the link to Atomic Habits to get your habits together, that's going to be links below as well. But focus on yourself in 2025. That is how you're going to be your best self in 2025. I could give you guru tips, products, supplements all day long, but it's up to you to attack that and get that done for yourself. And if you want to stay connected to my community, follow me on TikTok at Organic Outlets, and also subscribe to this channel. And also go to Organic Outlets, which I'll tag below, for on Spotify podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Google, and go back and listen to my old podcasts so that you guys have a kind of adjustment and idea on what we'll be talking about on this channel. And again, I'm so happy that you're a part of my community. You know, this has been a long time coming. So many people have encouraged me to make videos and talk because people actually want to hear me talk, and I want to actually hear you guys talk. But yeah, guys, since my phone doesn't want me to continue making my exit video, I love you guys so much. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to stay connected on this channel, as I said. And I love you guys. I just want to end it with that because I don't want this to get cut off. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a good 2025, a great 2025. I just need to figure out my storage capacity, and we'll go from there. But again, that's me focusing on myself so that I can deliver these type of videos to you guys in the future and onward.